Hello everybody, and welcome to a lockdown Griffin household here on Catawba. I just want to first off say Happy New Year to everybody. Hope you had a nice, safe winter, and hope more importantly that everybody is staying safe under the current situation that we're all facing. So with that, the golf season is still just around the corner. We actually, regardless of everything that's been going on, we have had a lot more spring-like weather here on Catawba, and we're still hopeful that we can get underway a little bit earlier than what we typically have. So with that, just because you're currently on lockdown in your house and you can't really get outside or whatever, we still wanted to provide you with a good, useful tip to help you start your golf season off on the right foot, and more importantly, a tip that actually you can do from the comfort of your own home. So today we're going to talk about two critical phases of the golf swing. First, we're going to talk about the takeaway and some of the inconsistencies that we typically see, and more importantly, we are going to talk about the downswing and trying to get the golf club into a good hitting position, which will allow you hopefully to make more consistent shots throughout the course of this season. So first thing I want to talk about is the fact that there have been a lot of really good players that have had what we would consider to be an unorthodox takeaway and still are able to get the golf club into good hitting position on the downswing. And that's mostly because those individuals have extremely high and extremely good hand-eye coordination. The most notable right now is a player on the PGA Tour by the name of Matthew Wolff. He has a very unique swing. He has a hip bump, and then he takes the golf club straight up to the outside, which obviously we would never teach that. That is something that no golf professional, no teaching professional would ever teach their students. For him, it's probably something that started out early on in his youth, and just it became comfortable for him. But again, he is able to get the golf club into a proper hitting position on the downswing. So I want to make sure that everybody understands, yes, for your amateur golfer, it's going to be very important to make sure you're getting the golf club into good position on the takeaway. But the most important and critical phase of these two is most definitely going to be the downswing. So the first one we are going to talk about is the takeaway. So what we want to do is, for me, I have a pool noodle. I stole this from my girls. But you can use anything that's straight. You can use another golf club. You can use an alignment aid or anything. So what you want to do is you want to set up to this pool noodle, in my particular instance, or your alignment aid. And for the takeaway, the two flaws that we typically see are the golf club's coming too quickly to the outside, right? And as you can see, that golf club is coming outside of that pool noodle. The second flaw that we typically see is for the golf club to actually get jerked back behind the body here and inside the pool noodle. So already from these two particular circumstances, if you're outside, now you've got to reroute the golf club back to on plane, and vice versa. If you're inside, now you've got to figure out some way to get the golf club back on the plane like so. So it's not ideal. What we want to see ideally on the takeaway is we'd love to see that golf club get into a position like this, where you can see it is now virtually parallel to my alignment aid. In this case, it's a pool noodle, okay? Because now we are in a good position to be able to get to the top of the backswing more effectively and more efficiently. So again, what we want to see is we want to see that golf club about a quarter away in the backswing be nice and parallel to whatever it is we are using as an alignment aid. Now, the second thing we're going to do here today is now we're going to talk about the downswing and what we typically see in the downswing as far as flaws go. And then we're going to talk about what we ideally want to see from you to get you into a better hitting position. So what we're going to do now is we are going to take the golf club to the top of the backswing. And the most common flaw that we see is actually for that golf club to come out and over the top, right? It starts with the shoulders. The golf club comes over the top and outside, you can see, and comes across our body, then typically producing that either a pull or a slice, depending on what the club face is doing, but that's for another day. Again, we don't want to see that golf club coming out and over the top like so. You can see it comes across the pool noodle, not ideal. The second flaw that we typically see is from the top of the backswing is for us to drop that backside, right side, and again, we're talking about right-handed golfers here, to drop that backside, and then the golf club comes too much from the inside and it's kind of behind us. Typically speaking, for a right-handed golfer, this is going to result in either a push out to the right or a hook, because they're going to flip their hands through the impact. Ideally, what we want to see is, again, from the top of the backswing, we want to see that club dropping a little bit to the inside. And again, when we get right into this position, you can see the golf club is now parallel to my alignment aid. In this case, again, my pool noodle. So this is what we want to see, because this is going to allow us to get the golf club into a good hitting position through the impact. So again, just a couple easy drills you can do from the confines of your home. You know, if it's a decent day outside, you want to take the pool noodle or whatever it may be out back, you can do that too. But again, just wanted to start the season off with a couple easy in-home drills while we work through this current pandemic. So again, hope everybody's staying safe. And myself, Ben, the entire Golf Shop staff, we look forward to a great 2020 season, and we will see you real soon. Thanks.